Right, we're live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. The final is here. We have been covering a majority of the games throughout the last 3 days, and it all comes down to this New Zealand versus Fiji. These two sides met very recently, and now they get to do it again. The LA Sevens not too far from just taking place. New Zealand in that game were able to get themselves the victory, but Fiji, they have been causing some real damage in this competition here. And now both of these sides are ready to go. The New Zealand national anthem just about to be played. We have got Fiji in the chat from Anel and also Ravind as here. Also Sulia Sissoko, hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Ruthie, Nathan and Nazi Williams is here as well. Do let me know your score predictions for this match, ladies and gentlemen. For the Kiwis in the starting lineup, it will be Tony Nashu, Sam Dixon, Scott Curry, Moses Leo, Akulia Rokolisoa, now Rohi McGarvey Black. He was one of the keys for the Kiwis in their last match. And one of the main reasons I think that they were able to get themselves that victory over the Irish. Then looking through the last name, the skipper, it is Sione Molia. Then looking at the starting lineup for the Fijians, Osefu Masi, Alea Tanakaivata, Josefa Talatholo, Kaminelli Rasaku, one of the players of the year, surely a nomination, because that man has been doing everything possible for the Fijians. He's been scoring tries. He's been setting up tries. He's been saving tries with his tackling. And now he has found himself in a World Cup final. Felipe Saltoranga also had a very good game in the last match. Jerry Tawai, the experienced veteran. Imagine the elation that man will feel having a World Cup and his trophy cabinet. Waisia Nathungu, also the last man in the Fijian starting lineup. Awesome 3 days in Cape Town, says Jan-Lou Brandon. Yeah, it all comes down to this one final match of 14 minutes. One side will win, one side will finish in second, and the third place has gone to the Irish in the men's side of the draw. And also Fiji says Nasal, and also good luck to New Zealand far now. And Fiji got this, says Nathan. A big match and morning to you, Hamish, says Vinny. Yeah, currently it is 6:52 a.m. New Zealand time. So anyone who is just tuning in, hope you have had a very nice sleep and are fired up for this match. Now you can see the emotion straight away on the Fijian faces of the players, but looking through at the benches, this game could be won with those men making their way out onto the field. Sevu Mothanathangi, Joshua Vakunarabili, Jeremiah Matana, some huge size for the Fijians off the bench once again. Filippo Bocayaro and Norovalo, the last man in that Fijian bench. Looking through at New Zealand's Kurt Baker, Lewis Ormond, also Regan Ware, Amanaki Nicole, and Caleb Tangita. Bulla Hamish says Akanisi. And also, are you going to stream South Africa versus England cricket tomorrow? I believe at this stage, England only require about 20 or so runs. So I don't know whether or not it would be worth setting up a live stream to only stream for about 10 minutes or so. But we will consider it if we are up and about. But yeah, it's going to be a very short session, I would think, for the English to chase it down. And also, if I ran the Warriors, I'd be signing on a few. Either side's up, says Nazi Williams. And also Bulla Hamish says Akanisi. Hope you are doing very well. The Fijian national anthem is now finished. Both of these sides absolutely locked in, focused in Cape Town with a packed crowd ready to watch an awesome match of the Sevens. Now they have got the DHL little van that did run it out onto the field, so there will be no children being picked up by the Fijian side for this match. You can almost see the tears in the eyes of Jerry Tawai, how much it means to him. Fiji taking those deep breaths, getting locked in, getting focused. And also, when will you stream cricket next? Says Ahmad. I'm not actually too sure what our next match is, but it will be relatively soon. We still do try and squeeze in quite a bit of cricket. But with the amount of rugby and the amount of hours we have put in this weekend, I'd like to think we can have a day or so of rest after staying up for approximately 40 hours, running off about 5 hours of sleep. You know, I got to sleep at some stage, I have to mention. But now the Italian referee in charge of this one. All the best, both teams. Only one is champion hero, says Salin. And there, yeah, both of these sides, they know each other so well. They've gone head-to-head for many clashes. But now this one's the biggest of them all, the Commonwealth Games. Yes, it's huge. The LA Sevens is a massive competition, but now this is for a World Cup, and New Zealand are the defending champs. It's kicked off by Rockali Soa. Just goes the 10 metres and taken beautifully by Jerry Tawai. And now Fiji have got this ball. Brilliant work in the breakdown to try and get that one out for Nathunu. Now across into the midfield, it is going to be the big number 5, Osefa Masi. Bit of space opening up, Noruvalo. Now running down the wing. The Flying Fijian will score. And it's going to be within the first 25 seconds that Fiji have taken the lead in this final. And I was going to stream any of England versus Pakistan T20s. That is one of the goals that we are hopefully going to be able to do. No cards, boys. Says Nathan there. Yeah, hopefully there is very good discipline from both sides. Unfortunately, just missing that ankle tap there for Sione Molia. He reached out as far as he physically could, but the arms just weren't long enough to get those long levers of Talatholo. You can see the frustration in Molia's face. But it is a very good try from Josefa Talatholo, and the kick is converted. Fiji up 7-0 now over the New Zealanders. Morning, says Dark Scar Flame. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing very well. Fiji score a try every 0.8 rucks. New Zealand every 1.9. So that means New Zealand have to take it to ground normally to be able to score, whereas Fiji, they don't even need a breakdown. They'll just offload, which is why these dry conditions are ideal for the Flying Fijians. Going to be taken by Molia. 20 metres out from the New Zealand line now. And New Zealand, big shot there. Oh, tip tackle on him. That was probably relatively lucky that he did land in a relatively safe manner. Now it's going to be Tony Nashu out to Scott Curry on the wing. He's dropped the ball. Slippery hands. Kamaneli Rasaku over the line. He's going to go, and it's another try for Fiji. What a start to the match. And Fiji have got another 12-0 now in favour of the Flying Fijians. And also considering how much you have been speaking, you may need to hire a stunt double with a script to speak for you over the next week, says Mountains of Us Island. And also poor crowds attendance, says Nathan. And what are the ticket prices for the World Cup Sevens? Apparently, they worked out to be about 400 Rand or something along those lines, I believe Carl mentioned. But they were quite expensive compared to other games that do take place at the same ground. But massive fan from Kimaneli Rasaku. I mentioned how dangerous that man can be, and he's been able to do it once again, scoring another try for the Fijians. Right, we get ourselves into the situation of an important kick. It's a great one. Oh, it's hit the post, and that will be unsuccessfully converted. Fiji have never lost a Rugby World Cup Sevens final, last one in 2005. So it's been long overdue to see the Fijians back in a World Cup final. England have actually been the side making their way through a couple times as of late. And at the World Cup now, Moses Leo up the middle, does find that offload now. Quick hands from Molia. Goes on the outside to Tony Nashu, who has to try and get around the outside of Waisea Nathungu, who has done beautifully. Taking him down on the halfway line now. No Sam Dixon for the last time that they did play in a Rugby World Cup. He is in the side now, and he's in support for Moses Leo, joining the breakdown and protecting the ball for the Kiwis. Makavi Black goes across from Rokalisoa. Now Molia, the skip pass, goes out to Tony Nashu. Good step on the inside. Kimaneli Rasaku misses the tackle. That is a rear mistake from that man. Now Curry goes across Rokalisoa. Gives it to Naroni Makavi Black. Now one more. Sam Dixon goes out to Moses Leo. And he scores the try for New Zealand. They are now firing back in this contest. As we can see there, the New Zealanders celebrating that one big time. I believe that was Sheree Kaka having a bit of a dance. She has been doing it all throughout the tournament, whether New Zealand are winning or losing. But they have only been winning up until that final when the Australians were able to claim the World Cup. But good backline movement. Scott Curry, one more. Out to Moses Leo, who scored the try. Dug in pretty heavy to have not given him a lot of slide down the wing. 400 Rand is only about 37 New Zealand dollars, says Novum. So maybe the conversion of that one was slightly wrong. But he did say it's about 3 or 4 times more expensive than a normal game that does take place at the ground. And I think Fiji will win this. Says Novum. New Zealand, they have been able to get themselves the try, though. They had to make 13 passes and also had 4 phases. The only thing with Sevens Rugby, go wide, go left, or go right, but go wide, says Nathan. And go Fiji, go, says Akanesi. Nicely taken by Jerry Tuwai. Now finds his offload to Satoranga. just inside of their own 22. Nice fend once again from the big man of Safa Masi. Tries to get up and goes again. Now Saturanga, a little bit of a slip there. Finds Talatolo. He's impossible to put down unless you go low. New Zealand doing it very nicely though. Nathungu now in the midfield, slings the wide pass. Now there's space opening up for Kimaneli Rasaku in the centres. Now Rohi Magabi Black's unable to take him down. And now Thanakai Vata, he puts on the afterburners. And it's going to be another try. He's smiling from ear to ear. The Fijian number 6. And he scores the try for Fiji. Now moving up to 17 points to 5. And also we get the start your engine F1 Fiji. Says Nathan and Toso Vetitoso. Says Foziana. And that thing with, I read that one. And also we have got there from Ruthie for the Fijian boys. But it's a great run from Thanakai Vata. He saw the gap and he decided that's a big enough gap for me. I'm quick enough. I'm going in and I'll score the try for my country. But that is going to be a nice, easy kick attempt. 19 points to 5. This will be sitting now, waving to his teammates. That number 6 on the front of his shirt has pretty much fallen off. And that is going to be now 19 points to 5. Not South Africa or New Zealand's weekend. Says Hanley now. Although New Zealand, the benefit is they are going to get themselves silvers, which I'm sure they wouldn't have wanted going into the competition. But at the end of the day, I think a silver is still a very good result, really. But, of course, the game is not over yet. Narohi Magabi Black, tackled by Talatholo. New Zealand need the next try to be able to get themselves back into this contest. And also we have got there Toso Vititoso and also best rugby display by the Fiji team. And I haven't seen you mention the ref yet for that one. Now beautiful sell of the dummy and it's going through. Sauturanga gets another one. And now Fiji move up to 24 points to 5. And thank you, Fiji. Go Fiji go, says Osaki. Hopefully I've pronounced that correctly. And not New Zealand or South Africa's weekend. A nice one, Fiji. And another try, boys, says Ruthie. Remember, New Zealand always come back in the second half, says Vinny. Although at the moment, they are getting run absolutely ragged by the Fijians. They can't keep up with this tempo that Fiji have been able to persist with. Saturanga selling the big dummy. And it was a big old celebrational dive as well. Almost bent his finger the wrong way. You got to be careful with that when the ground does grip a little bit more than you expect when you go sliding in. It's a hug from Jerry Tawai. The kicking attempt from the Thunu has gone away to the right. New Zealand go a long way to catch up, or got a long way to catch up at least. They get the silver, says Novmum. And another try, boys, says Ruthie. And there as well, but halftime in this contest, 24 points to 5. Looking at the live betting odds, New Zealand with $3 underdogs going into this match. Now looking at them, New Zealand will find themselves, I would think, at least $15 underdogs in this contest. They are $67 underdogs. So I guess that is $15 or more. But yeah, New Zealand to win, $67. And what a disaster for New Zealand. Says Aiden there, and also Fiji keep the rhythm. Says Vinny, and also what's the average score for a normal Sevens game? You normally average about 20 points per team, somewhere around there. These two sides do often try and push a little bit harder and a bit higher than that average, as we're seeing from Fiji here, already sitting on the 24 points with a second half to come. Yes, always remember Fiji will and always be the underdogs and the best all the way, says Pratima. Yeah, currently heavy favourites, Fiji, to be able to go in and win this one. Bring it home, boys. Says Akanesi, and also go Fiji Go 2022, says Kavanesh, and also Matausi Fiji, says Peter Stow is there as well. So New Zealand, they have to make up 19 points, and thank you for your kindness commentating, says Betheli. Thank you very much for being here. It is hugely appreciated. We have done a majority of the matches of the Sevens. You guys have always been awesome in the chat, and it just make this that much more fun, I guess you could say, to be able to do. I'm guessing betting is suspended. Nah, at this stage, New Zealand up to $83 to be able to win the match. In fact, so there's going to be a relatively high one. Don't forget to like and thumbs up the Kiwi lads. Says Nathan, an exciting game. Says the party, it certainly is. And go Fiji, go, says Cecilia there. So it will be the Fijians kicking off the second half. They are only 7 minutes away from lifting a World Cup trophy. They just need to make sure they get this kickoff right. That is the first thing on the wish list for the Fijians. Nathunio gets a nice kick. Oh, no, it's gone out on the full. He got too much on it. Now New Zealand going to have a chance on the halfway line, bring it home, boys. And also we're getting an exciting season for the Manu Samoa team. Says a party here. They have come a long way, similar to Ireland. They seem to be doing really good things at the moment in the sevens department. And I do look forward to seeing how competitive they can be in the near future for that World Sevens Series title. Now Rokalisoa goes off to the right-hand side. Molia now to Dixon. Moses. Lee opens the ears back, going down the wing. Going to be tackled well, or is he? No, breaks through two, but Jerry Tawai able to get it over the ball and stop him. Rokalisoa. Oh, that was a high shot. Right, it's going to be a double blow of the whistle. Unfortunately, this might end up being a penalty try. Rokalisoa is claiming it. They are going to have to check this one. Unfortunately, Fiji, they did go a little bit too high there. The last thing they want here is a yellow card, or else that could completely change the way that this one's going. And also, you've been a legend this weekend, amigo, says Flesh. And I agree, Hunley, now the World Sevens is so elusive for us. Right, it's on the shoulder, about there. So, I think they're talking at the moment on the commentary about a potential yellow card for a high tackle, a great showcase of talent between two great teams. I'm really love your commentating. Keep up the good job, says Ruthie. And I should have mentioned we are going to be covering every leg of the sevens that is coming up in the future. Also, the high tackle, it was on the shoulder, it rode up. So it won't be a penalty try. It was just going to be a penalty. Oh, the TMO's given a yellow card. Number 2, Talatholo is going to be going to the bin. It's not a penalty try, but it is going to be a yellow card for Talatholo. Although they put up Rokalisoa, that is not Rokalisoa. Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, it was Rokalisoa who did score. Oh, dear, and send him off, says Peter Stowers. And no cards, boys, says Nathan, although they have just had the first. It's going to be a hard kick from the touchline, though, for New Zealand. And it's good. It's gone over. So now it makes the score 10 points, or in fact, it will be now up to 12 points for New Zealand. 12 points to the 24. And take care, boys, says Salaneta. So now for the next 2 minutes. Oh, no. Nathungu's injured as well for Fiji. This game has got the momentum shifting big time here. They can't kick off. He's still on the back play. Surely you can't continue while he is still on the field. But now it is going to be in the hands of the big number 4 here, Mothinothangi, driven backwards. New Zealand, they may have stripped that one. They are going to say it's still going to be play on. Kiminelli to Saku, he's juggled it. And now it's going to be going back for New Zealand to have the scrum. And also, we have there, it's not over yet, says Aiden. Currently 51 seconds left of Talatholo's yellow card. But I'm more worried about the injury of Nathunu. They did have his arm. They wrapped it up in his shirt. When you end up like that, that means either shoulder, arm, or something along those lines. Somewhere in here, Nathungu has got his injury. And that could be a massive change that the Fijians have to adjust for, because they would have loved to have him out there on the park for the full 14. Now 5 minutes left on the clock. Still 12 points difference between the two sides. Rokalisoa goes back to McGarvey Black. The pass is slightly behind Molia, so he has to hesitate to get that one. Now Caleb Tangitau tries to go around Satoranga. Gets him down. Same with Jerry Tawai. Good defense from the Fijians. McGarvey Black now off to Rokalisoa. Sam Dixon passes one more to Tony Nashu. Hesitates out to Sam Molia. His knee was in touch, although they're saying play on. And it becomes a penalty to New Zealand. Time off, yellow card for Fiji. Hang on. What's happened here? And I would like to see the knee, whether or not it was in touch again before you start handing out yellow cards like they just have, because Mothinothangi is now going to the bin for the next 2 minutes. Was his knee not on the touchline for New Zealand? It might have been. Just saying. It was very close, which would have meant that it would have been just a line out rather than the penalty. And also we got there go, Fiji go, says Cecilia. Now Fiji back to 6. New Zealand have got the man advantage. They go out wide to Caleb Tangitau. Tries to step his way through. Great defense once again by Kiminelli Rasaku. Now Rokalisoa sells the dummy. Tries to go around. He tries to throw it away. And all that's happened is it's gone back up for Fiji. They've got the ball back. Jerry Tawai. Now Thanakai Vata. Building up a bit of steam down the middle of the field. Great fend. American football pass over the top to Salturanga, who does slip, which does slow him down. Now, Naroni Maccabi-Black, that's a penalty for a high shot. And now, Fiji, they've got a player down by the looks of Kiminali Rasaku ran straight at Rokali Soa. He holds his face as if he's been shot. And I think the crowd are booing the Fijian for going down. This game is getting a bit hectic, ladies and gentlemen. It seems like the referee really needs to assert a little bit of control over this game, or else it's going to go hectic, and fists could be getting thrown very soon. So, advantage for a high tackle initially from Narohi Maccabi-Black. A yellow card now for New Zealand, for Rokali Soa, for blocking. They said shepherding Sam Molia, or in fact, no, sorry, it was actually the captain there for Sione Molia. He was saying that was BS. He gets the two number 4s get to sit next to each other. Might be able to have a bit of a chat. The ref is struggling, says Hanoi. Yeah, seems like control is really, everyone's going to the bin at this point. But then consistency-wise, if you give a penalty and a yellow card to Fiji for something, you've got to give a penalty and a yellow card to New Zealand. As well, go Fiji, go see Super TV. Now it's Talatholo starting to go forward down the wing. Saturanga looking for the wide cutout pass. Isn't quite able to find it. Instead passes right next to him to Talatholo, who found the offload now back. Keeping the ball alive. It's a Sefo Masi, I should say. 50 meters out. Fiji once again continuing to attack. Great low tackle from Sam Dixon. Fiji getting forced back into their own half. We're currently 6-on-6. Now nice run from Jerry Tawaiva. Kunara Billy, the big man. Great tackle made by Dixon. That's going to be the penalty for not rolling away. Naroi Maccabi-Black thought that he had the penalty. Not sure why, because Sam Dixon never was able to get out of there. 2 Fijians on yellow, says Hanoi, although they are back to 6 now. This current point in time. Rasaku ends up slipping over. Think the crowd are chanting Fiji. It's going to be a little knock on from New Zealand. And now, Tony Nashu is not happy with that one. He has thrown the ball down. He is swearing flat out. And Fiji got this. New Zealand effing around want to fight, says Nathan. Scott Curry was nervous there. Thought that the ball was going to be available. And also, there come on Fiji. And also gold for the island, says Super TV. I do like that emoji as well. It kind of looks like the Fijian kind of the badge, doesn't it? And the referee says Ruthie. And there, it seems like there has been a lot of big decisions to make throughout this game. Wait. The assistant referee has now said it's not Fiji's ball. Instead, New Zealand have got it because the first knock-on was from Fiji, then it was from New Zealand. And mistakes could cost each team a victory. Exactly right. One little mistake, whether it's a penalty or a handling error, at this point in time, the way momentum is shifting constantly, it could literally cost you a World Cup depending on what happens in the next 2 minutes. Caleb Tangitau has a good carry forward. New Zealand are still down to 6 compared to the 7 now with the Flying Fijians. Now Lewis Ormond finds the offload up to Sione Molia. Loses his footing. The Cape Town turf is getting well and truly ripped up now. Tony Nashu gets it off now. Great step there. Caleb Tangitau, he's going to be shut down very quickly by the big Fijian. Number 4, Naroi Maccabi-Black just keeps the ball alive. A nice low tackle from Fiji. This game is absolutely nuts at the moment. Like, everyone is just throwing it around hectically. Now Sione Molia goes with the offload to Naroi Maccabi-Black. Sam Dixon gets it on the 22. Shut down by Vakurana Billy. And I think that was actually Ormond who might have a dislocated knee now. Yeah, he's got an injury. He's not going to be able to continue this one. And now New Zealand, they are playing with 5 men out on the park. I'd say that's at least a dislocation, maybe even an ACL tear. Is that the right one? What's the one in the knee? Is it an ACL? He's in a huge amount of pain, New Zealand. And now they've got to try and fight on with 5. Only just out from their own goal line. It's fight or fly here for the Kiwis. Tangitau driven back into his in-goal area. No, Ronnie Maccabi-Black. It's called as a 4-pass inside of the in-goal area. And Fiji have got themselves a 5-meter scrum now, I believe. Although the referee said time. Vakurana Billy. I believe it was the low tackle that he made on Ormond. Just got that weight in the wrong place for Ramon's kneecap, and it just went the wrong way. And see, the referee from Australia would have cost Fiji's game. See, new ref, Fiji is winning. Says, there. Yeah, you really hate the Australians, don't you? I've learned, but Oman's not going to be able to continue in this matchup. And congrats to Fiji, New Zealand playing backwards, says Nathan there, and also the time. So currently there is 25 seconds left on the clock. So at this stage, it is all but confirmed that Fiji will be able to win themselves the Sevens World Cup for 2022. Thanakai Vata, he knows. He's clapping on the sideline. And that is what Rugby Sevens is all about. It's going to be Lewis Ormond taken off the field by one of the Fijians. And Thanakai Vata there helping them off the field as well. And not New Zealand's day, we've had plenty. Just want to share it around. Says William, and go Fiji, go back. Some glory. And how many minutes left? Less than a minute. It is only going to be 25 seconds, and the game is insane. Or this game is insane. I'm almost glad Ireland are not involved right about now. I may need a defibrillator if we were. And thanks for the wonderful commentary this whole weekend, Hamish. Much appreciated session. No worries at all. And we will be back for the next event. Now, Fiji, they're going to score the final try. Bokayaro does manage to get it for Fiji. And that is just a little bit more icing on the cake for the Flying Fijians. What a moment. They point to the heavens. And they will be Rugby World Cup Sevens champions. Bokayaro cannot quite hold in his emotions. The Fijians don't know what to do. They're still going to take that kick, but they are celebrating. And I'm sure it's going to be a big night for every single one of those individuals. Congratulations, Fiji, says Bathili there. And also, go Fiji, go, says Atama, and congrats, Fiji. Says William there. Well done, Fiji. Congrats, and go on, Fiji. Bring that Melrose Cup, says Kinney. The Fijian players have all collapsed. And now, I believe has the kick been taken? I don't believe it has. It doesn't really matter because Fiji have won anyway. But that is going to be full time. 29 points to 12. Fiji take out the Sevens World Cup. Great job for the World Cup. Fantastic commentary. Says Mountains of Asylum and also thank you, Hamish, for the commentating. And also congratulations, Fiji and Fiji from Rufi there. And Vanaka Fiji, says John as well. But Fiji, they dug extremely deep throughout this competition. They did have a tough matchup up against Samoa. They worked extremely well against Australia, beating them by 24 points. And then they made it through to the final, and they have beaten New Zealand by even more than that. They have won it. That's a lie. Not by more than 24. They have won the final by 17 points. And thank you for the update, bro. Congratulations, Fiji. And then also welcome New Zealand for trying. Says Pathili there from Fiji. Yeah, there is that mutual respect between these two sides. As much as they love going head-to-head out on the field, and the tension started getting a little bit hot near the end of the game, these two sides, they have that mutual respect. They both want to be the best. And at this day and age, Fiji are world champions. And also, home team wins. Says Ayush and Vanaka commentator for keeping us updated. Cheers. Says Raymond there. And also, we have got there, welcome New Zealand. And thank you, commentator. Says Kaloa and love you, boys. Says Rufi and also Cecilia. Says Vanaka, Fiji. So Jerry Tawai. He's saying, I'm speaking on behalf of the captain. I'm very proud of what we've been able to do out there today. And also across all of this World Cup, Fiji, they looked the real deal from start to finish, averaging less than one ruck per try that they were able to score for themselves. And cheers for the coverage, Brother Buller, says Amika. And it's certainly going to be an awesome morning to wake up in Fiji for a majority of people who weren't already awake, who wouldn't be awake for a World Cup final. But anyone who's waking up now to see the result, there's going to be a party in Fiji for the next 4 years till the next World Cup. I would think they will be celebrating this one, and they have every right to do so. Fiji doing brilliantly throughout this World Cup. Bulavanaka commentator says Salaneta. And also, we are good there once again. Thank you very much for the commentary. God bless you, says Bathili, and right back at you too, mate. Thank you very much. Bring it home, boys. They have been able to do so. You are an absolute lead, Hamish. Thanks for all the hard work. Yeah, today is probably going to become a sleeping day now, I would think. We have finished approximately 30 hours of sevens and general live streaming over this last weekend or the last 3 days. I think I've got about 5 hours sleep throughout the last few days. So we're probably going to end up sleeping a little bit more and then getting right back into it. The Rugby Championship is coming up very soon, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be covering that on the channel, and also a whole heap of other international rugby. Any Sevens events coming up, we are also going to be where we are going to be, which is here. Every single one that we can fit in. And thank you, Hamish, says Mickey Mouse. And also thanks for the updates, says Ruthie. And also hard work, good work, Hamish, says Hanoi and Fanaka Bro, says Ski. And there as well. But I do thank you all very much for being here. If you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Like I mentioned, we've got plenty more rugby coming up in the near future. If you do want a way of being able to watch the full replays of this day and all of the days, I believe it will be on the rwcsevens.com website. What you can do from there is if you set yourself to a certain location around the world, you should be able to see these matches on the replay. So I do recommend checking that out. It is the pinned comment up there. It is our affiliate link. It will take you over to a VPN that you can sign up for. And then from there, you can watch all of the sevens, not just this competition, but also the future competitions that are coming up. I believe the next leg is in about 50 days' time. We will get to see the Fijians in action once again. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. Like I mentioned, if you are new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We will be doing our post-match review relatively soon, so be sure to keep an eye out for that as well. But thank you all very much for being here. Hope you did enjoy the World Cup and all of the commentary throughout the weekend, and I will see you all for the next